All right, hi there, everybody. Welcome back to the Baseball Replay Journal. And here we have yet another matchup for you between the 1949 Boston Braves and New York Giants. This is April 24th, 1949. And the Braves and the Giants come out as two of the strongest teams in the National League so far in this replay. They both are tied for the lead in runs scored with 28 apiece. Giants are 5-0. Braves not quite as good, but are also having a very good season. 4-2, that is for Boston so far. At the very early beginning of the season, there's Eddie Stanky takes a ball to start it off, and then a strike from Sheldon Jones. A little pop up to first base, and there's one away. Up now, Bill Elliott, and takes one below the knees for a ball, and then another one high, this time for ball two. Swings to the next one for a strike, and lines a shot down third base, just foul. Full count now on Elliott, and Bob starting to foul the pitches off here. And he takes that next one up for a walk, six pitch walk, and doesn't do much as Rickert pops out two away now for the Braves runner on first base. Earl Torgerson up now has a 1-0 pitch come to him and a little pop fly to center field, and that one comes down eventually, and that does it. Vern Bickford gets the start here for the National League champion Boston Braves. And my goodness, Sid Gordon hits one as hard as he can to left field and is tracked down by Rickert for the out, just allowed out. And that's one away pretty quickly here as Willard Marshall comes in. 2-0 now the pitch. Now it's 2-1. And fouls one off for 2-2. And Phil Mazzi wanted that pitch up, got it, but too high. Full count now. Marshall gets a base hit there, looks like to right center field, and now here comes Bobby Thompson. Bobby Thompson not having a great season, hitting only 143, and a little ground ball goes straight through Stanky's legs, and just like that, you got runners in first and second for the Giants with one out, and Whitey Lockman coming up. And strike one there on Lockman as Bickford got the backdoor breaking pitch. Now 1-2 is the count on him. And a little ground ball to the right side, double play ball, but Lockman beats it out. And just like that, they're two away, runners in first and third. A little ground ball to second base, not doing much. And we go to the top of the second inning. And up comes Tommy Holmes now for the Braves. 1-1 now, the count on him. And another ball for 2-1 count. Holmes hits that one to left field. It's a quick out, and there's one away. Jim Russell takes one outside, and then a strike down the middle. Swings at that one, 1-2 now. Jones with the advantage, and he loses that one, 2-2. There's a little pop out to Thompson, 2 down. Alvin Dark now coming up. Al Dark having a great season so far. 0-2 now the pitch on him as he fouls 2 pitches off. Takes that one for a ball barely, and swings that one, hits it off the catcher's mask, and then he gets the first hit of the game for Boston. And so just like that, you have Phil Mazzi coming back up, runner on first base. I say coming back up because it feels just like yesterday we were playing these two teams. That's the way that it works with the replays. 3-0 now the pitch on Mazzi, and strike one comes to him. Sheldon Jones trying to get back into this at-bat, and he throws ball 4. Second walk of the game so far for Jones in only 2 innings. We've had some issues, if you've been watching these games directly, we've had some issues recently with a lot of walks, and my goodness, there have been a lot of walks. There's a base hit out there to right field, and the Braves have an early 1-0 lead thanks to this base hit by Bickford, who is helping out with his own cause, and you always love to see the pitcher get that early RBI, and we've seen a lot of that so far in this young season, as I try to get this screenshot organized right and saved. We've seen quite a bit of pitcher hitting this season. It's actually been quite surprising because usually, you think of the pitchers as being, just automatic outs. We haven't really seen so much of that, at least in this replay. We've seen a lot of pitchers hitting. We've seen some home runs. We've seen a lot of sort of clutch hitting by pitchers in very interesting situations. And Eddie Stanky now drives home another run. And here comes Bickford racing around the bases. And the Giants can't get the ball down, get the ball thrown to the right place. And 2-run score on that one. And man, oh man, that's the way that this one turns out. 3-0 so far, top of the second inning. And boy, we might have a little bit of offense here on a Sunday afternoon at the Polo Grounds. 2-1 now the pitch on Bob Elliott, and he drives home the run. 4 runs now given up by Sheldon Jones. I was not sure if Jones was the right person to start this afternoon or not, and it's pretty obvious that I probably made the wrong decision. He gets the strikeout there, but it's too little too late. 4-0 now. The Braves are up, and this game looks like it's over in a hurry. Lork gets a little ground ball to third base. That's one away. Up comes Bill Rigney. Hitting very, very well so far this season, 462, and he gets aboard with a error. That error was on Elliott at third base, so the Giants have perhaps something going on. We'll run with Rigney, who's fast. He's going. There's that hit and run ground ball to short. We get out of the double play, but there are 2 outs now. Sheldon Jones now up to hit, and he's ahead 2-0 in the count, and he just pops that one up to left, and that's that. 4-0. Well, 4 runs is not quite enough for me to start thinking about taking Sheldon out this early. You have to remember that we got to think about the bullpen, and it's only a 4-run lead. It's possible as the 3-1 pitch comes into Torgerson, he gets a base hit. It is possible that the Giants come back, and we don't necessarily want to use up too much of the bullpen if we don't absolutely have to. 1-1 now the pitch with Torgerson on first base. And that one's crushed to left field, but Lockman's able to make the catch before the one hits the wall. And 1 away now with Jim Russell up there, takes a ball. 2 balls now, 2-0 the count on him. And there's a little ground ball in the right side, right in the hole for a base hit. And that's another one that probably, if you had a better second baseman, might have been a double play. Al Dark now coming up with runners in first and third, only 1 out. Jones gets him to pop it up the left field, so that's 2 away. And here comes Phil Mazzi again. Phil Mazzi is still looking for his first hit of this season. 2 walks and no other offense, despite numerous plate appearances. Tells me he has 8 at-bats here as I look, or 10 at-bats, as I look at the screen, as you can see yourself. But my goodness, he has more plate appearances than that. We know that. A little ground ball to third base. That's no problem for Sid Gordon, who comes up next here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 4-0, the Braves had the advantage as a 3-0 pitch comes into Sid Gordon, and that one's ball 4, outside, high and outside. And here come the Giants. Willard Marshall up again. Marshall having a good beginning to the year, hitting .350. 500 is his on-base percentage. That wasn't very good for him, though. A little ground ball right up the middle, and gets the fielder's choice at second. Marshall able to beat out the double play just barely. Bobby Thompson now comes up and takes the ball and swings and misses that one for a strike. 2-1 now the pitch on Thompson, and he hits that one to deep center field, but of course you don't want to hit it to center field in the Polo Grounds where it's an airport. And after that, there's a little ground ball, and that does it for the Giants. 4-0 here in the top of the 4th inning for the Braves. And Bickford pops it up to center field for the first out, wasting no time. Ball 1 here now on Eddie Stanky. Ball 2. Stanky, the second pitch hitter up here in the inning. Pops one up, and 2-1 is the count. 3-1 now on Stanky, and we'll see if Jones loses him. A little foul ball, and it's a full count. And Jones does lose him in the end. There's walk number 3 given up by Sheldon Jones. And that's not what you want to do with the top of the order coming up. 2-1 now the count against Bob Elliott, whose name I've called quite a few times already. Elliott here ends up working the count full and strikes out on a check swing. Not exactly where we want to be. We want to be getting these strikeouts without all those balls, but we'll take what we can get. The big concern I have is the 1-2 pitch comes in, is you put in a relief pitcher, and then they give up a whole bunch more walks or a lot of runs or a lot of hits or something like that, and then the inning never ends. In fact, as the Giants come up here in the bottom of the 4th inning, I had a game like that off camera with the Brooklyn Dodgers, who are really playing poorly in this replay so far. We'll see how long that lasts, but at least to this point, they're not playing well at all. And Johnny Mize gets the base hit. Jack Lork now. The Dodgers had to use three relief pitchers in 1 inning just to get out of the side. It was pretty ugly. So he didn't miss much. 2-0 now is the count to Bill Rigney with 1 out. Johnny Mize still on first base. And there's a little high strike. And 2-1 is a swing and a miss, 2-2 now. And a little fly ball to a right field. Not much going for Rigney. And up comes Walker Cooper. And Cooper fouls the first one there off the Fitz and takes one high and tight for a ball. That one's a slider in there for a strike. And now Cooper trying just to stay alive, trying to make something happen. 2 foul balls in a row. And there's strike 3, and he's gone. And it's been kind of quiet here other than that explosion in the top of the 2nd inning. As Torgerson comes back up 1-1 now the pitch to him, and Jones gets him to pop up to left. There's 1 away. Tommy Holmes now coming up. 1-0 the count on him. That's another ball, 2-0. And there's ball 3, and he's going to lose Tommy. That's a strike. We'll see what happens here. And that one is wide. I told you, I've played with these players enough to know what's going to happen. Walk number 4 for Sheldon Jones. And up is Jim Russell, who takes a strike and quickly finds himself in the 0-2 hole. Little ground ball to Gordon. He makes a play at first. Holmes moving up to second, but with 2 outs. We'll see if anything happens here with Al Dark. 1-1 now the count on Dark. And now it's 2-1 on him. And there's a little foul ball, 2-2 now the count. And we go to yet another full count. That's not going to bode well for Jones, who's just not having a good game. Already over 100 pitches is Jones, and we're fouling them off one after another. And Jones wins in the end with a strikeout, his 3rd strikeout of the day. Jones now the first pitcher up here, and yeah, we'll let him hit for himself, or the first hitter, that is. We'll let him hit for himself. 2-0 now the count on him, and now it's 2-1. And we'll sort of see what happens here, see if he gets this walk. Full count now. And now he's fouling the pitches back, repaying the favor before striking out finally on about 7 pitches. Now Sid Gordon again, 2-0 now the count on him. 3-0, let's see if he walks. And he does, 4 straight balls. And here comes Sid Gordon on first base once again. And here's Willard Marshall again. And the Giants are hoping to get a hit, only 2 hits so far in this game. And Marshall rewards us with a single to right center field, first pitch of the at-bat. And here comes Bobby Thompson at a crucial moment. Runners in first and third with 1 out, down 4-0. If Thompson gets a hold of one, this is a brand new ballgame. Strike 1 on Thompson. And that ball is out of here. What did I tell you? Clearing the wall right by that 280-foot sign. And that is Thompson's first home run of the season. The ball game is now 4-3 Braves. We have a new ball game. We have a much more exciting ball game here, folks. And what did I tell you? All it took was one. All it took was one pitch, one mistake. And with 2 runners on, Bobby Thompson makes you pay. This is long before Bobby Thompson was known for that home run. We're a couple years away from that season. Lockman grinds out. He grounds out to second base, 2 away. And Johnny Mize back up at the plate. Thompson, though, was a very good power hitter in his own right, though it's often forgotten. The magnitude as a 3-0 pitch comes into Mize of that one home run has sort of overwhelmed everything else in his career. That's a ground ball to the short by Mize, and that does that. And here's Phil Mazzi in the top of the 6th inning. And we'll see how much longer Jones can last. Maybe this one last inning, we'll see. Mazzi hits a long but loud fly ball to right field up in that alley where it seems to go on forever and ever and ever. 1-1 now the pitch on Bickford, and he gets his second hit of the ball game. These pitchers are just hitting the cover off the ball in this replay. Eddie Stanky now. Jones comes into him, 2-0 now the count, and he gets a strike, 2-1. And there it's 2-2, 1 out here. Full count again. Full count on Stanky, and he loses him. And we really have to watch out. 5 walks now for Jones. And he's down 2-0 already on Bob Elliott, and now 3-0. And he gets the strike and fouls that one back. Let's see what happens here. Another foul, and that's just off the plate. And, yeah, this is what I was worried about. I'm afraid that Jones is probably not going to make it out of this inning, not pitching the way that he has. And we'll see who we can bring in here. Probably going to go for one of these guys that we haven't seen yet. So Hartung was the guy who I was wondering about putting in. Tomasic, but I worry a lot about his propensity to give up large amounts of runs. It's really kind of difficult to know what to do with guys like these two, right? Do you really put them in? I mean, is it in a close game like this? Maybe not. I think we're going to put Hartung in. I was thinking for a while about whether we wanted to start him or not. We'll pull the infield in on the corners, play for the double play up the middle, and see what happens with Marv Rickert. 1-1 now the pitch to Rickert, and that's fouled away. 1-2 now. 2-2 takes a ball. Takes another ball. 3-2. Don't walk him, Clint. There's a little pop-up for Lork, who catches it right across that first base line, foul line for the second out, and here comes Earl Torgerson. There's a strike of the knees. And there's a little bouncer to Mize, and the Giants do get out of it. How about that? No damage done, despite the bases being loaded there and the pitching chains. And here comes Jack Lork. And hits a little fly ball to right field with an impressive catch by Holmes, who came out of nowhere to catch that one. Phil Rigney now, and the count is 1-1 on him. Now it's 2-1. 3-1 now, the count to him, and that one is high and outside, and Rigney is on for the first base runner for the Giants here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And let's see what we can do here. Probably going to play hit and run with Rigney because Walker Cooper is such a bad bunter. We'll try one more time. There's a little ground ball in the hole, and Cooper's retired at first base, but that does move the runner up. And Hartung, who almost got the start today, is going to be taken out. That's probably the most responsible thing to do. We'll have Livingston come in to pinch hit. 2 for 9 this season with a fast runner on second base. 1-1 now, the count on Livingston. And he pops that one up, and that ends the half inning. And it is time now for yet another pitching change. We're going to put this this guy in, Tomasic. I have to be careful before calling people kids because I don't know who's what age. There are a lot of players I don't know. Yeah, Tomasic's 29, not much of a kid, huh? Don't know much about his career or what he's done, but we'll look that up by and by. He gets Holmes to pop out to left field to Whitey Lockman for the first out, and here comes Jim Russell. And 1-1 pitch now to Russell, and it's 1-2 now the count. And there's a ball high. And there's another ball. This one misses inside. And this one's lined to the alley and right. And we get him. We get Russell trying to extend that one to a double. That's another potential big play depending on what happens here in the late innings of this game. My goodness, what a great play by Marshall, who had to run and scamper after that ball. And managed to get his man at second base. And just like that, there are 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. And, boy, this one's starting to get exciting. All Dark now coming up. 1-0 the pitch to him. 2-0 now on Dark. And there's a strike by Andy, 2-1. And he gets that Dark to pop up to Thompson. And that does it for the Giants in the top, or the Braves in the top of the 7th. And here comes Sid Gordon now. 0-2 now the pitch. 1-2 now on him. And another foul ball. 2-2 now. Gordon trying to fight his way on base. 3-2 as he survives that check swing. Full count remains. And another pitch coming in as he's fouling them off one after another. And Gordon winds up flying out to center field, 1 away. Here comes Marshall. 1-0 now on him. 1-1 now the pitch to Marshall. And he pops that one just about straight up and barely out of play. And Marshall does pop it up in the end and to Elliott there at third base. Now Bobby Thompson, the hero of the moment, but we need one more, Bobby. 2-1 the pitch on him. 2-2 now. And Thompson hits a line shot over third base. And just like that, Thompson's 2 for 4 today after having a pretty quiet start of the season. 2 outs, though, for Whitey Lockman, and let's see what Whitey can do. We're going to play somewhat safe with Thompson and not run with him in this situation for fear of Lockman missing the pitch. 1-1 now the count on Lockman. 2-1 is now the count on him. And now it's 3-1. He works a third ball in, and he ends up hitting a little fly ball to right field, and that does that. And here comes Phil Mazzi against Andy Tomasic. 0-2 now the count on Mazzi after 2 quick strikes and a little bouncer to Rigney, and there's 1 away. Vern Bickford looks like he's staying in this ball game here in the top of the 8th inning. 1-1 now the pitch on him. Bickford hits that ball to the right side, bidding for his 3rd hit of the game. Doesn't quite get it, though. Marshall's able to get there in time. And here's Eddie Stanky, the count on him, 0-1. 1-1 now. 2-1 as 2 close pitches miss. And Lork makes a good play at second base, just not quick enough to get the fleet-footed Stanky at first. Bob Elliott comes up now. 2-0 now is the pitch to him. 3-0 now, and as Tomasic falling apart, it's starting to look like it as he walks Elliott on 4 straight pitches. And Rickard takes a ball outside, and Tomasic successful in getting Rickard there to bounce out to a shortstop, and that ends that inning. Bottom of the 8th inning, and here we come with Johnny Mize, your leadoff hitter. And that's a ball high, and Mize takes another ball. And there's a line drive to right field, just foul. 2-1 now the pitch on him. Ball 3 to Mize. And Mize does draw the walk leading off here. And up comes Jack Lork, and we're thinking bunt. And so we bunt, and they're thinking we're going to bunt. First pitch is the ball. Lorick fouls the second one off of the plate. And he bunts. He has a good bunt straight away. Gets Mize down to second base with that precious tying run. Here comes Bill Rigney with one out, runner on second base. And Rigney is walked to pitch to Walker Cooper. Cooper not hitting very well, as you can see, against right-handed hitters. In fact, if we look a little bit closer at that, you can see that this 179 is pretty significant. This is one of my problems with splits, right? If he faces left-handed hitters so infrequently, why does it matter, right? Statistically speaking, I mean, it's not as significant as you might think. We're going to take him out, and we're going to pull in a pinch hitter. And if we have to play this lefty-righty game, we will. We'll put Milne in here to pinch hit for Cooper, and we'll replace Cooper there behind the plate with eye towards another pinch hitter coming up for Tomasic, assuming that Milne doesn't hit into double play. Milne takes a strike for the first one. There's a pitch in the dirt, 1-1 now. 2-1 now, the count on Milne. 3-1, and we're going to tell him to take this pitch. And that one's a beautiful pitch right down the heart of the plate. And this is the double play ball that we were worried about. And Milne does hit into the double play. And now Sal Ivar is going to go into let's see here. We're going to have Ivars go into a catch and lead off the inning. And let's see who we'll put in here. We're going to go with Ray Webb. So Ray Webb is going to be the new pitcher here for the Giants in the top of the ninth inning. Close game, 4-3. And Earl Torgerson, the first batter here, he pops out to left field. There's one away. Tommy Holmes now takes a ball 1-0. Now the count to him. Little ground ball to third base to Sid Gordon, 2 away. And Jim Russell takes a strike. Now it's 1-1, the count on Russell. And we tied him up. Little dribbler, looks like, down the third base line. Another foul ball there by Russell. And there's a ground ball to second base. And down go the Braves, 1-2-3. And here we go in that pivotal bottom of the ninth inning. Ivar is not exactly the person you want to lead off, but as you just saw, we are out of catchers. So we're going to have to make do with what we have. Swing and a miss by Ivar's. And he hits a big pop fly up to Torgerson. There's one away. Here comes Sid Gordon. Gordon with 2 walks so far today. 1 run scored. No hits, though. 2-0 the count on him. Now it's 3-0. Gordon takes all the way, and Vern Bickford has got to be tiring. And we're probably going to play hit and run here to try to stay out of that double play. And, boy, that one really backfired, didn't it? It's always tricky. When you know that they might, try to call you out on it and throw to first base. You got to hope that you've got somebody who on first base who knows how to run the bases. That was not a good play by Gordon. Gordon just didn't read that move by Bickford well enough. There are 2 outs now, and Marshall's the last hope. Strike 1 in there to Marshall. And there's a fly to right center field, and that's the ball game, and that will do it. And so it goes. Final score is the Boston Braves 4, New York Giants 3. As always, if you enjoyed that, please leave a like button, hit the like button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know how you would have played, if you would have done something different, or if you have other stories about your own replays and projects you'd like to share. And as always, subscribe. We do this every single day. We'll have another video for you tomorrow, and thank you very much. See you then.